年前，几位美国医药界人士正在为是否去中国创业而纠结万分。他们中有的已是世界知名药企高管，两难间竟然用抽签决定去留。2010年，这个团队最终渡过重洋，落户泰州中国医药城。他们的首席科学家就是美国人斯坦利·莱赫。
首先我可能想问一下，就是我了解到4年前您到泰州来，在你到泰州来之前，那个时候来过中国吗？对中国有多少了解
？Great, that's a great question. I've been coming to China for 16 years. So I came first to China in 1999. And when it was very different. I mean, Beijing felt different. Shanghai was not nearly what it was today. And I would imagine that Taizhou was probably quite more of a farming area, big city, but probably a lot of farming area. And so I know China is rapidly changing and changing for the good. And growing, and it's a wonderful economy, and it's really great to be here, and I feel very at home in China.
刚才你讲到那个时候对泰州的了解，更多的觉得那像是一个农业产地，就是更多的像一个我们说的农村。那现在4年的时间，你在这儿生活了4年之后，你发现泰州变成了一个什么样子？给你留下什么样的印象
I think Taizhou has become quite special to me. 4 years ago there were just sticks in the ground. So this China medical city that everybody talked about a number of years ago was not here. And just to see the rapid growth and development is just absolutely amazing. I think the wonderful thing about Taizhou is the family. It's a very quiet. It's a family town. I think the food is astronomical. I love the food in Taizhou. And I like the pace. I think the pace is busy enough, but for the most part, if you want to relax, you can find a nice place to sit in a park and enjoy the kind of beauty of the natural scenery.
你之前也讲到，来泰州之前是去过很多中国的其他的大的城市，但最终你来中国，其实真正生活和工作的地方选择的是泰州这个在中国应该说并不是1线的这样的一座城市。我很想知道是出于什么样的原因，你会选择到这里来
？Yeah, I've been coming here for 16 years, and I've always been amazed at the rapid change and growth and adaptation of the China nation, and so I've always been intrigued by just the rapid pace of everything and how it's changing and evolving. So part of it was curiosity. I was very curious of where China is going to go in the future, and I think part of the businessman in me realizes that to be successful in life and in business, it's great to be in a number 1 economy and a quickly emerging number 2 economy like China. So for me, from a business perspective, coming to China had a business rationale of being in big America and big China, and the success rate of having a very good business is doubled, right? It's almost like going to roulette and playing black and red chips, right? You're playing 2 chips at a time. So I think from a business point, you have to be in China if you want to be successful in the future. It's going to be it's a massive economy now. It's going to be bigger in the future. So that's from a business point. And from a curiosity standpoint, like I said, I'm just very curious about the culture. I've always been curious, and I feel quite at home. I travel many different places in my career, but China feels quite comfortable for me.
其实中国在飞速的发展，我们看到每一座城市都在快速的发展，那这其中就会产生一种矛盾，就是这种快节奏的工作方式和你所追求的希望能够稍微慢下来一点点的这种生活方式之间没有矛盾吗？你觉得有没有这样的矛盾？怎么平衡这种矛盾？
Yes, that's a great question about. I think everybody today struggles with family work balance. I think that is a global issue. Wherever you live, it's very hard to balance. I have 4 children, so I have 3 girls and a boy. So they ground me. My wife helps to ground me. I've been married 28 years to my high school sweetheart. And so I think they have such a strong attraction for me. They can ground me a bit. But they know I love my work. And they know that they put up with me. They know I have a passion for what I do. So at times, it's hard to balance. but I certainly do carve out several weeks a year that we go on family vacations and we just do nothing. I mean, we do stuff together, and I pretty much shut down for the most part. So I think I try to integrate both work and life. It's hard, and the only way for me to do it is to work very hard and then take a few weeks break, go with them, forget about everything, and then come back to it again. And actually I feel much more fresh and energized because I've had some downtime, and you can think clearly about, again, what to do in the next few weeks, like when you do get back. So I recharge, but it's hard to find the balance.
斯坦利·莱赫如今已是全球公认的医药研发专家。他曾是直接受雇于美国总统的政府首席技术官团队成员，先后获得过苏格兰皇家创新奖、PDMA 杰出企业创新者奖等多个国际医药大奖。在他的创新精神下，多款新药在常态药业研发成功，也为泰州带来了巨大的荣誉。
在 CMC 整个园区里面，没有一家企业像我们这样是从零开始在这里建基地，然后准备上市。所以说没有这么好的团队一起的话，这是很难实现的。
我相信这个泰州跟我们常态药业跟 Stanley Lech 对吧？这个是结合在一块的啊，真正希望在中国能够创办一个世界一流的药企啊，这是我们的梦想啊。
Will help 50 million people with their COPD. Very big deal. It's a very big plan. No one else in China is doing this, and we will be the first, which is good. So a big challenge for us.
我也很想问一下，在这4年的工作经历当中，你有否感受过到，泰州当地政府对医药企业的这种关注和投入？
Yeah, so from what I know historically and what I've experienced over the last about 2 years, Taizhou and China Medical City is quite aggressive at trying to build relationships, and certainly extending their resources, extending their whether it be funding or whether it be just general support has been phenomenal. I mean, Taizhou and the China Medical City and the leadership here has gone absolutely out of their way to make sure that entrepreneurs and startups have good advice, support. Sometimes support is a support of how to leverage policies and how to get government funding and so on. And sometimes it's just good advice and emotional support because they know that they're with you and they're here to help you. So I think it's two things. It's resources and obviously the financial support if you can get it. But it's much more the emotional support, I think, that helps you through the difficult times of building a startup.
刚才您跟我介绍了这个在泰州工作和中国其他大城市工作的这种不同对照，那能不能给我们对比一下，在泰州工作，在中国的泰州工作和您以前在其他国家，特别是在美国的那些企业当中工作的时候有什么样的不同？
Yes, well. Actually, Taizhou and the way that the China Medical City works and the support, it has to be among the best I've ever seen and I've experienced, and I've heard of other entrepreneurs experiencing. So it's it's kind of very high. I mean, the Taizhou support is actually world class. It's almost, when I tell other entrepreneurs the support that we get here, they kind of almost don't believe it. But it's great for us, right? Because it's real. I wish that other countries had this level of support because I think it would spark a lot more entrepreneurs in America, for instance. In America, it's sometimes very difficult to get a start in business. And there's not a lot of government policies to incubate and develop companies. So I think there's a lot to be learned globally around how China does business, particularly around incubating small companies and helping them to grow. So I think there's a lot to learn from other countries. And I only wish that other countries like America and even Europe could study maybe a bit more of how China does this, so that they can help their economy grow too.
那我也特别想问一下，就是之前您工作的那些企业，自然有很多的合作伙伴。那么来到泰州之后，到了常态之后，您又有了新的这种合作伙伴。相比较而言，在中国和更多的中国的合作伙伴合作的时候，你的感受是什么？和之前有不同吗？
I'm very fortunate with the PharmaMax group because I know many of them many years from being an American. The whole team, management team, worked in America for over 20 years, and so I was fortunate enough to know them in America. So the transition into China was old friends coming together. So it was a very simple story for me. I knew them. We trusted each other. We had a friendship for many years, and so now just transitioning from a friendship to a business, which was quite comfortable for me, and I think comfortable for them. And other positions I've held in big companies have always been an employee, corporate relationship. So this is truly a coming together of friends who want to do business together. So it's a very different experience than my corporate life.
我们在致力于生产新药。那您觉得，在这种研发新药，其实对于这个中国的医药行业来说，它有什么样的意义
？One of the reasons I joined PharmaMax was because they were doing new things for the world. We have something like 14 new to China drugs filed with the CFDA. 2 of them are new to world, meaning they've never been done in the world. So I think the future of China will have to be its own innovation. I think the Chinese economy will rely so much on not just made in China, but created and inspired in China. I think that's going to be very, very important for the growth of business in general. So yes, China will have to be innovative. They will have to create their own future, and healthcare has to be at the top of the agenda. And I think for China to succeed, there has to be that innovation being born in China. Particularly for me, it's very easy to do that because we're helping to save lives. And helping to save lives, whether you're in New Jersey or whether you're in China, is the right thing to do as a human being, is to help people. So for me, I think I can do this anywhere, but China has a very big market. They have a lot of needs, and I feel compelled that we can actually help.
将常态建成世界领先的药品研发中心，是斯坦利·莱赫的心愿。他在泰州投入自己的医学经验，引进美国的医药技术和开发模式。现在家在美国的斯坦利·莱赫，每年有1半的时间放在泰州，为他的梦想而努力。在他心中，自己工作的首要意义正是医药的本源使命：治病救人。
刚才您提到这个研制新的药物，就是为了给人类的健康带来福祉。那我也很想了解，对于一个研制药物的医药行业的工作人员来说，你觉得应该是具有什么样的一种责任心？对人类应该具备一种什么样的责任感
？Yeah, I think there's a huge responsibility. Anyone that undertakes science, whether it be social science or more of a medicinal science, I think you are generally doing it because you want to help the human being. You want to help mankind. You want to change the world, I think, in your own respect. So I think, especially with science, there has to be a tremendous amount of ethics and responsibility. People put their trust in you. Especially if you're developing new medicines or new therapies, the patient is trusting you to help them. And anything other than giving them everything that you know and everything you can possibly intellectualize or deliver to them to make them better is so important. And I think people that do this profession well do it because they love it and do it because they feel that they've been given a gift to help. And I think if people are doing science just to make money, they're probably not very good at it. You have to be successful. You have to do what you love first, and I think success follows. So, to answer your question more succinctly, science, it has to be pure, it has to be trusted, it has to be right, because the patient's lives depend on it. And if you're not willing to accept that, then you're in the wrong field.
也就是说，其实您认为我们的科学研究、我们的药品研究，要本着一种对人类、对人们的生命负责任的态度，这才是最关键的一点，对吗
If you're in science, it's about the patient first. Absolutely, it's about the safety of the patient. It's about the efficacy of what treatment you're developing, and it's about bringing a life-changing experience, hopefully, to make them live longer and live a healthier life. So yeah, the patient has to come first.
那我知道您到中国4年，到泰州4年之后，其实我们常态的这个药品的创新是有很大的成果的。我还了解到您今年是50岁，那您的职业生涯还有很长的一段时间。我不知道接下来的这段职业生涯，您是会把它一直规划在泰州吗？还是有其他的打算
？PharmaMax is now going to be my life work. It will be, I would say, that hopefully my defining next maybe 15 years, I hope, God willing. I think our work we have a lot of work to do in PharmaMax. We have a number of new drugs to bring to market. That will take time. We have a number of shareholders that we want to ensure that have a good return on the business. So this is going to be my life work probably for the next 10 to 15 years. So it will be, I hope to retire from PharmaMax.
我们了解到这个常泰是一个非常优秀的创业团队。我不知道在未来几年，您也说到说您最后的职业的终点也许就会留在常泰。那您觉得对于常泰未来的发展，您会寄予什么样的希望
？Well, I have very high expectations of PharmaMax. I think if we're able to drive our pipeline, which we're doing now, of 14 new medicines, we have at least another 10 after that, and we're in very big diseases like COPD, respiratory health, mental health, and cardiovascular health. If we can deliver against those pipeline, I think we could be, I'm hoping, $1 billion company in 5 to 7 years. I want this company to be a leading innovative force in China. I want it to be not only recognized in China, I want people globally to look at PharmaMax and say, wow, look at that small company that started with a few people, grew, kept innovating. I want people to be jealous of us, and I want the people and the patients that we're treating to be delighted that this business was started and that we had the desire to help.
您希望的这样的愿景，也是我们特别期待能够想看到的这样的一个景象。
4年前，斯坦利·莱赫和他的合作伙伴们给自己创立的药业取名常泰，寓意长足高远，富泰于民。4年后，他们的常泰在这个同样以泰为名的城市收获了成长。今天，常泰药业正展开新一期的扩建。斯坦利·莱赫和他的美国合伙人将继续他们的医药梦想。